In this little clip, we will be looking at report writing vocabulary to help you with the analysis of the newspaper article graphs and charts and your report writing. Reports are formal pieces of writing, and therefore we would like you to use formal language while writing your reports. Let's have a look at the phrases in those two columns. On the left-hand side, you have phrases like, "Hi buddy, what's up? So, no worries, we'll sort it out ASAP," which are quite informal. And on the right-hand side, you have a very formal language with phrases like, "Dear sir, madam, how could I help? Therefore, that is not a problem. This matter will be dealt with as soon as possible." Now, these phrases here are very formal, and we would like you to stick to these rather than the informal equivalents, remembering to avoid colloquial language like "no bother," informalities like "what's up, mate," and abbreviations like "I'm there." Now, another handy thing to use in your report writing are nouns of change, since they will help you in analyzing all the graphs and data. Now, have a look at the following ones: an increase, a drop, a fluctuation, a leveling off, and a recovery. And what I would like you to do is to jot them down and draw a little picture that will help you in understanding what that word means. So, for example, for an increase, I would expect you to draw a little graph like that with an arrow going up, suggesting a growth, a rise. It's worth noting that these nouns of change have also corresponding verbs of change and can be used to help you in paraphrasing your data. For example, rather than saying there's been an increase in number of coronavirus cases, you could talk about numbers increasing, just like in this example. Now, let's have a look at this example from the newspaper article focusing on restaurant bookings. And just in the heading for this section, you can see words like "still down, but rising." So I would like you to use the words from the previous slide, like an increase, a drop, a fluctuation, a leveling off, a recovery, to describe what is happening in this graph. Another way you can make your report even more interesting is by using adjectives and adverbs which modify the amount of change which happens and the speed of change. Now, adjectives modify nouns and usually come before nouns, whereas adverbs modify verbs and usually come after the verb. Let's look at some examples. Let's look at the word "significant" that actually appeared in the newspaper article. We can use it in a sentence like in this one. There was a significant drop in the total number. And what we mean by that there was a noticeable and important drop in the total number. But we can also use that word and by adding ly at the end, make it an adverb and change the way we phrase the message. The number dropped significantly. And although we convey the same meaning, we are using it differently. So what I would like you to do now is to look at these adjectives: slow, dramatic, sharp, sudden, approximate, considerable, and change them into adverbs by adding ly at the end. So slow becomes slowly. Let's have a look at other examples of adjectives and adverbs of change. You can see there are some that describe the amount of change, like dramatic or dramatically, sharp, sharply, substantial, substantially, considerable, considerably, and so on. And the ones that modify or help us modify speed of change, like rapid, rapidly, quick, quickly, swift, swiftly. So depending on your data, you might need to choose either the ones that help us modify the amount of change or speed of change. So what I've got here are some sentences, and what I would like you to do is to change the words in bold, like significant, considerably, dramatically, to paraphrase those sentences with the word in a bracket. So let's have a look at the first one. There was a significant drop in the total number of visitors, and I would like you to change it to the amount of visitors dropped significantly. Could you please complete the other sentences and paraphrase those sentences using the word in the bracket and changing your adverb or adjective accordingly. Now, well done for completing your sentences. And just to show you that actually using that type of vocabulary makes reports and formal pieces of writing look really effective. Just in this section over here, you can see this vocabulary in action. The number of coronavirus-related fines has fallen significantly. So you can see the verb of change and an adverb that suggests how much or how little the number of coronavirus-related fines has fallen. Now, I would like you to go over the article and highlight any vocabulary that you think will help you with your report writing, focusing on nouns and verbs of change, as well as adjectives and adverbs that could relate to the amount or speed of that change.